Hi everybody, it's Willow from Willow Mystical. Willow Mystical is my YouTube channel, my little shop in Homosassa, Florida, and my Facebook page. And as I spoke in my last video, I thought that I would go over creating your own version of an ultra blend. And this is an oil that is has a signature tag just for you because it represents you and all of the qualities that are about you and you want to incorporate into yourself and into your life and into your magic. So my oil, I actually have two different ones I make. The first one I make is a self-empowerment oil, and it's called Power of the Witch. And then the second one that I make is called My Beautiful Self Ultra Blend Oil, and this is an oil I can use for anything at any time. And it is one that I use quite often. So we're going to go over how I created this real fast. The first thing I did is I thought of everything that I wanted to use, everything I wanted in an oil, such as health and luck and peace, harmony, protection. And then after that, I looked up what herbs and stuff I wanted to use. Let's just do that real fast. So I have a piece of paper here. Okay, and so let's say that we wanted to add, and we're just going to do a few: luck and peace and love. Let's just go with those three first, okay? Now, let's find out. We can use herbs and oils and crystals. So let's first, here's two books that I use. The books that I use are Encyclopedia of Magic Herbs and the Complete Crystal Book by Cassandra, Eason, and this is Cunningham, Scott's Cunningham book on herbs. So if I wanted to look, I'm going to look here in the back and I'm going to see if I can look up herbs for luck. So let's see, it has an index and it has a spells for, okay, here we have love. So love, I can use lily, lotus, I'm not sure what that last one is, pistachio or something like that. It is pistachio. Well, I'll be daggone. So let's see, for love in general, I can use rose and pantry and geranium. So I think from this list, I am going to choose, let's say I want violet and rose. So let's put down rose and violet. Okay, and then for peace, if we look at peace, an easy one, lavender. Okay, so let's put lavender. Now let's look up luck. Okay, we have to go back. Love, there's love. Luck would come after that. Oh, luck to obtain. Angelica. Okay, so let's go with Angelica. Okay, so that's what we're going for. So the herbs we would use would be Angelica, lavender, rose, violet. Okay, now what oils might we use? Now for me, this here, you're going to need a carrier and fragrant. And this can be essential oil. And then crystals. What do you want to add from crystals? Let's say let's go with also self. Crystal for self. To me, this would be rose quartz. But we're going to look it up to make sure, because we know it's unconditional love and it's the stone of. Then let's say opportunities. And let's say health. okay, and intuition. So then we would go to the back of this. Now, when you look up your herb, I got it from the back saying what, what herbs I can use. Go take the time to go to the page and read about that herb. And make sure your herbs are somewhat compatible. I mean, you don't want to mix fire and water because they would just cancel each other out. Okay, so now let's go to our crystals. So that would be this book. And again, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go back and look up every single one, in the book, because it just would take all the time. So let's look up, and this video may go into part 2. We'll see. So let's look up, we want to look up self, like self-love. Okay, here we go. Okay, love. Unconditional love. There's emerald. There is diamond, of course. Rose quartz. Water tourmaline. And garnet. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with rose quartz because I know rose quartz is for unconditional love, but it's also for, rose quartz is also for self-forgiveness and self-acceptance and unconditional love towards self and others. Now let's say I want to go for new opportunities and good luck. Let's see, okay, it says, okay, luck and opportunities, seed luck. Okay, and here we have, oh, definitely, I'm going with green aventurine. Green aventurine is for luck and for new opportunities. And say we want to go with health, a crystal for overall health. Well, that's the master healer. That's clear quartz. It also harmonizes all the energy and amplifies it. And again, go back and take the time to look up your crystals and read about them. This book is wonderful. It just breaks down, each one. Blue lace agate, and it tells you how you can use it and what all it's good for and what chakras it may work on. This is the best book I've ever came across. And like amethyst, like we're working on intuition. Amethyst, is a great stone for that. It's good for emotional healing and physical benefits. It tells you the type and the colors, and just goes on to tell you what you can use it for in the workplace. You can use it for different fragrances that go along with it, practical uses. It's good for divination and self-empowerment. I'm definitely going to use amethyst here. It's also good for mental protection and focus. So, amethyst. So there we go. So now we have our list together of if this was the oil for us, if this was the personal Ulta oil blend that we wanted to make, then, we have what we have here. I'm going to go back now to the one I make, and this is the one that I use, and this is the one I make. Now I make this in a two-part process, and I'll tell you the reason why. First, I will have me like a mason jar, and the reason being is because I will add the herbs and the resins into this jar along with oil, and I'll only fill it up so far. And the reason being is because I want the resins and the roots and the herbs to infuse into the oil. But at the end, I am going to strain the herbs out of the oil and discard the herbs, because even though it's beautiful, it will cause your oil to go rancid. And then in my personal, in a little one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the crystals in here and let them infuse at the same amount of time as I'm letting the herbs infuse. Now, I will not add any essential oils until after I combine these two, after this one is strained and I combine the two, because they will just lose their fragrance over time, and especially when I go to strain this one out. So that's the last step that I do. So it's actually like a 3-step process. So the first things first that I want to do is we're going to create my personal oil, but we're going to stop here. I'm going to stop this video since I showed you how you can come together and create yours, and I'm going to go ahead and move forward on us creating my oil, since I am running low on it and I do need to create a new batch. So if you would, this is part 1 of my beautiful self alter blend oil. If you would, please like my video, leave a comment below, share if you will, subscribe to my channel, ring that notification bell so you can get notified of my other videos as they become available. And please, most of all, stay forever magical and blessed be.